Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is my friend Drew, and we are going to film a little workout video for you guys, which we already did, but the quality wasn't that great, so we're gonna try again.
Yeah.
So,
Round two.
Yeah, round two. Round one, but round two.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
So we are going to do a 30-minute sculpting class focusing on abs and ass. We are going to have a medium band. If y'all don't have a band, that's fine. If you do at home, grab your medium to heavy band. We're going to go ahead, slip that on over our thighs, and then we'll come lie down onto our back here. Starting with some shoulder bridges to warm up through the spine. Walk your feet hips distance apart. Arms can come long by your side. Weight heavy in your heels. Lift your big toes up. Just start to lift your hips up nice and high. We'll do a few rolls first. So you're gonna roll down bone by bone onto the mat. Once that tailbone hits, come nice and flat with the spine, and then tuck and lift, nice and slow up. You inhale down for a count of 3, and exhale up for a count of 3, pressing into the heels, lifting the big toe here. Nice spinal mobility to start, and then we'll come into our neutral spine. We'll do one more of these. Nice roll down for 3. Tuck and squeeze, pressing into the heels for 3. Now, we're gonna hold at the top. I want you to flat back drop down and big squeeze up. Inhale, release. Exhale, lift and squeeze. It's a passive drop, active lift. So think release the booty to drop the hips halfway down, big squeeze and lift up. Inhale down, exhale up. Now I like to rock all the way onto my heels, even lifting the balls of my feet just to make sure I'm activating through that posterior chain, the back of the leg, getting the hamstring and the booty. Inhale down, exhale, big squeeze and lift for 8. And 7, making sure we're onto the shoulders, never the neck for these last 5. Exhale, squeeze up for 4, keeping that core active in this for 3. Last 2. Last 1, hold it up and flare the knees out. And out for 10, 9, good, 8, 7, 6 more, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the knees wide, just do little pelvic tucks. Think scoop that tailbone up, release the booty, squeeze the booty. Just a little extra squeeze up. Think about elongating that lower back. Really create length from your knees to your hips to your shoulders. Stretch forward here for these last 5. 4 more. Last 3. And 2. Last 1. Now hold it up. I want your left heel to go into a baby kitten heel. So just think an inch or 2 above the mat. You're going to hip dip down, lift up, and flare left knee wide.
Oh, wow.
Inhale down, exhale up, flare that left knee. We're isolating through this booty here, and inhale down, exhale, squeeze and lift and flare. Really try to articulate this. You lift, you flare, you close the knee and you drop. Lift, flare, close, drop. We're here for 7. Now watch your hips stay even. Don't let that left hip drop down. Keep it in line with your right and flare. Good. Exhale up for 7. Last 6. Exhale, lift for 5. And 4. Last 3. And 2. We're going to hold it up on this next one. Just flare that left knee in and out. Your right leg is stabilizing. Stay nice and still. Just open through that left hip for 7 without dropping it for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it open. Little pelvic tucks. Just little scoop. Burn it out for 10, 9. Scoop and squeeze for 8. If you find those shakes, those are good for 7. For 6, those are those little ankle stabilizers working for these last 4, 3, 2, final 1, drop left hip down, shake it off for a second. You can rock your knees side to side, and then we're gonna hit the other side. Left foot plants flat, right heel lifts into your baby kitten heel. Again, think less about lifting the heel, more about pressing into the front of that right foot. Lift up nice and high, we drop, lift, flare right knee open. Drop, lift, flare. Release, squeeze, flare, release. Exhale, 10, 9. For these last 8. Again, making sure the hips stay nice and even for these last 7. If you had to pull across your hips, it's not going to drop off to the right for 5. Last 4. Final 3. and 2. Last one, hold it up, just flare that right knee for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it wide, pelvic tucks, little scoop for 10, 9, for 8, that right hip is externally rotated for 7, 6, 5 more, 4 more, last 3, and 2, hold in 1, both heels lift, flare those knees open. Ooh. Heels are lifted but low, 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 just above the mat, yes, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the knees wide, pelvic tucks, just little scoop, squeeze the glutes for 10, 9, last 8, 7 more, press those knees forward as you lift for 6, keep those heels low for 5, 4, good, shakes for 3, wow. Last 2, last 1, hold it, just reach those hands up, find those shakes if you can, squeeze those glutes for 7, heels stay low for 6, 5 more, 4, 3, 2, and roll it down. All right, hug the knees to your chest, and then we'll go into a little bit of core work here. So you can plant those feet, hands come behind your head, and you're just going to start to simply exhale, curl up, inhale, tap back down, and shh, nice and slow. Now we're going to be in neutral spine here. So what that means is that your hips are even with your pubic bone, back is nice and long, belly button is pulled into spine. You're lifting your shoulder blades up, looking between your thighs, and then slowly rolling back down. If you're sensitive in your back, you can take a slight tuck under, imprinting your spine into the mat, but try to maintain this neutral if you can. Exhale, lift, inhale down. We're here for these last 7. Exhale, shh, for 6. For these last 5. And 4. For 3. Final 2. Last one, hold it up and do little crunches forward for 10, 9, 8 more, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold in 1, lift your legs up to tabletop, point those toes. We're just going to do our curl to the left. So you're going to drop down, curl to the left, toe tap, right foot down, and then release down. And exhale up and over. Now when we do our curls, keep it shallow. So I want less twist, more lift. So it's less to the left, more up and over towards the top left corner of your mat. Shh, for 8. Exhale, lift for 7. Stabilize with that left leg for 6. Exhale, lift for 5. And 4. Big exhale up for 3. Final 2. Last 1. Now hold the lift. I just want you to extend that right leg out long and low and pull it in. Long and low and in. So you can kind of sweep it down and then pull back in. Nice and slow through this. Shh. Find that nice extension. We're here for 6. Shh. 5. Stretch into that band for 4. Exhale out for 3. Last 2. Hold it long in 1. Now you're going to flex both feet. Dig your right heel onto that left shin. You're still holding this nice twist. I want you to tip your thighs and lift. Your thighs tip forward and then exhale, shh, back up. Your hips are the axis point here. They tip forward and then suck the thighs back towards you for these last 7. Now only go so far down as you can without that back really lifting and your ribs flaring. You want to keep your ribs in nice and tight here. Find that deep core. We're here for 8. 7. You got it for 6. Shh. Last 5. And 4. Final 3. Shh. Last 2. Add the upper body. Lift the upper body into it, just an inch. Shh. Pinch through that top oblique for 10. Exhale up. 9. Last 8. 7. Right legs nice and long for these last 6. 5. 4. Hold it in 3. 2. Hold in 1. Reach your right hand across your body and lift. 10. Ooh. 9. You got it. 8. 7. We take a break in 6. Last 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Rest. Ooh. Take a break for a second. All right. We're going to hit the other side. hands back behind your head. You're gonna curl to the right, toe tap left foot down, and release. And shh. Now again, spine's nice and long. No pinching through that low back. Just little press forward of that left thigh. And then we're lifting on that shallow diagonal towards the top right corner of your mat. Not twisting to the right, but adding that lift and slight twist. We're here for these last 5, 4, last 3, last 2, last 1. Hold the twist, just extend your left leg long and low and pull it in. Left leg goes long and low and in. For these last 7, 6, good. Feet can be flexed or pointed, whatever feels more natural for you here for these last 5, and 4, last 3, final 2, last 1. Hold it nice and long. Now flex both of your feet. Right heel digs onto that left shin, and then you tip the legs and lift. Upper body stays still. We're isolating through that lower body. Your hips go, or your thighs tip forward, and then you exhale, pull them back in for 7, 6, exhale back in for 5, holding that left shoulder blade lifted for 4, 3 more, last 2, hold in 1, and then add that little lift of the upper body. So now your left elbow dips towards that right knee as it pulls in for 7, 6, almost there, 5, we just have pulses in 4, 3, 2, hold the legs long, reach your left hand across your body and lift, exhale up for 10, 9, close those ribs for 8, 7, 6, 5 more, 4, 3, 2, rest. Coming into a side glute series, so you're gonna bring your band just above your ankles here, soft bend in your bottom leg, top leg is nice and long, right hand reaches down onto the mat. You want your hips stacked, shoulders stacked, core active, little lift through that bottom rib cage. You can either prop your head up or lie all the way down onto your arm, whatever feels best here. And you're just gonna start to pulse up into this band. And leg is nice and long, foot is flexed, foot is parallel to the ground, and lift. Exhale up, and up. We're here for 10, 9, last 8, 7, 6, create length through that leg, really press out through that heel even as you lift for these last 3, and 2, hold up in 1, pulse up, 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 little lifts here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold in 1, little bend and extend for 10. 9. It's just a little flexion of the knee and then stretch through that for these last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, last 3, good, 2, hold it long in 1, now point that toe, lift up and around, stretch up into this, squeeze through that side booty, we're here for 8, 7, 6, exhale up for 5, 4 more, last 3, and 2, and 1. Now reverse, scoot back and back, keeping constant tension on that band as you lift up into this. Now really watch that your hips are not swaying here. Isolate it through this joint. We're here for these last 5, 4, 3, 2, hold in 1, pulse up, 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 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 more, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're gonna bring your leg out of that. Bend your bottom knee to 90 degrees in front of you, so make sure bottom knee is at 90. Top leg is nice and long and free now. Now all you're gonna do is sweep that leg forward, bend into 90, arch the spine, and then extend it back behind you. And bend it into 90 and press. You wanna make sure that your shin is parallel to the front of your mat. What we want to avoid is that heel coming towards your butt. Keep it in front and then sweep it. You'll notice that that top hip wants to drop forward and down as you sweep the leg in. Keep it back. Almost think like press into that glute a little bit more. Arch the booty back behind you as you bend your knee in.
Wow, this is a tough one.
These ones are hard. Even with no band, no weight, it's still tough. We're here for these last 6.
Oh my God.
Breathe for 5. Take breaks when you need to for 4. It's gonna get worse. For 3. Last 2. This is a longer series. Last one. Hold it in at 90. Now what I want you to do is knees tap, heels tap, knees tap, heels. Internally and externally rotate through this top hip. We're here for 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. Core still active. Last 2. Last 1. And rest.
Oh my God.
Now, bring that band back. Bend those knees to 90, arch the spine, bands back up above your knees, so same positioning here. Now, you're gonna lift up to make an equal sign between your legs, and all I want you to do is pulse up and up. Now, every time your top knee lifts, I want you to think about arching the spine back behind you a little bit, pop the booty. This will help to really put this work into this top side glute. We're here for 8. Exhale up 7. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold in 1, little pulse up an inch, up an inch. Again, watch that your back doesn't round, stick the booty out, little pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold in 1, circle forward. These ones are mean, little circles forward. Just draw a tennis ball with that top knee. We're here for 7, 6, 5, arching that spine will also help to get this out of your hip flexor for 4, 3, 2, and reverse, scoot back. We'll take a break in 7, 6, 5, stretch up into the band for 4, last 3, and 2, and 1. Take a little second, pound it out. Ooh, those ones burn. All right, we're gonna come back up into this. Hold, little pulse up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Just hold the tension, arch the spine, close your eyes if you need to for 8, 7, 6, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, little break again, pound it out. 2 last moves, these ones are the killers. You're gonna hold it up, knees tap in, equal sign.
I
know, and equal, but you know it's coming.
Yeah.
And equal, we're here for 8, lift back up into it for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the knees together, point that top toe, kick up and out, and in, up and out for 10, 9, last 8, almost there, 7, 6, 5, 4, lift, good for 3, 2, hold it up, pulse it, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good job. Count it out. We'll do a little stretch before we hit the other side. Cross your right ankle over top your left calf here. And then walk your elbows down, really sink your hips back. You can also press. Yeah, this will really press through that head. Rock side to side in this. Release through that glute. And then we'll do all of that on the other leg. Yay. Same thing. Same thing again. All right, we're gonna come lie down on your right hand side now. Top foot is flexed, nice and long. Same setup, soft bend in that bottom leg. Hips stacked, shoulders stacked. You want your core active so you have a little space underneath your rib cage here. Again, you can always drop your head down if that feels better too. All we're gonna do is just start to pulse up into the band and lift and lift. Keep stretching long through that leg. Keep the core active to help support your balance in your spine here. And we're here for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it in 1, little pulse up, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Keep going.
3, 2, 1, hold it, little bend and extend.
I was like, why is this so easy? I did it wrong.
Little bend and extend for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more. Last 3 and 2. Hold it long in 1. Point the toe, circle up and around. Up and around. Trace a tennis ball with your big toe here. Lift through this for these last 8, 7, 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse, circle back. Keep stretching long through the leg, point through the toe. Nice long ballerina legs here. We're here for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 more. Last 2. Hold it long in 1. Pulse up, up, up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knee to 90. Take that band off. So I just released it from the top leg. Bottom leg bends to 90. Top leg is flexed, nice long. Now you sweep it into 90 and sweep it back. As the knee comes into 90, think almost press that hip back a little bit and then extend again. Sweep it in and forward, sweep it long and back. Make it a nice fluid motion here. And breathing through this. Never let that knee drop below hip height. So we don't want it dropping in towards that bottom leg. You want to keep that distance here. We're here for these last 6. Last 5. And 4. Final 3. Arch that booty every time you bend it in for these last 2. Hold it in 1. Knees tap, heels tap. Knees tap, heels tap. For 10. 9. It's that up and over motion for 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. And rest. Pound it out, wiggle it out. Then you're gonna bring that band back up above your knees here. Stay in the sideways position. So you're still on your side. Your knees are bent to 90. Arch the booty back behind you. Don't let your chest round forward or your back round. Left hand can press into the mat or come to your hip. And all you're gonna do is just lift up and up. Little lifts into the band. Again, arching that spine to help find it in that top side glute and out of your hip flexor here. We're here for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up in 1, circle forward, forward, burn it out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 more, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little break, pound it out. Wiggle your hips if you need to. We're gonna circle back.
All right.
These circle 10, 9. I know these ones are the killers. For 8, 7, last 6, 5 more, 4, 3, 2. Hold in 1. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7. Arch that spine. 6, 5. Find the shakes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Little break. Pound it out. Hold. Break, and then get into our last little moves. So come here, pulse up and up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. 8, 7, then moving at 6. Close your eyes if you need to. Lean into it for 5, 4, 3, 2, rest. Pound it out.
Wow.
I know.
That was tough.
These ones are really hard. All right, last little bit. We're doing that internal rotation. So back to equal.
You said last.
I know. I'm a liar. I'm sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
All right, come back into it. Knees tap in, equal sign. Knees tap, equal. For 8, 7. You're gonna have like trust issues after this. For 6. For 5. Last 4, 3, 2. Hold the knees together. Point that top foot. You lift up and out and in. And up and out. We have 8 more, and then we pulse up in 7. And then we're actually done, I promise, with these. For 6, 5, 4, 3 more. Press into that left hand every time you lift for 2. Hold it up, pulse it up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest.
Wow.
Woo. Good job, y'all. All right, go ahead. Let's remove that band. Do our little stretch on this side. So that left foot is going to come over top your right calf in this crisscross. And then walk your hands forward. I like to press into the heel of my hand, really stretch myself back. Oof, that side was harder.
Yeah.
Rock side to side in this, release through that glute. All right, coming into a little bit more leg work. We're gonna have our band up onto our thighs here, just above the knees. We're gonna get into some lunging work. So we're gonna start with that right leg. Soft bend in your left. You're going to step back into a nice long lunge, extend your hands overhead, and then lift up. Now core is active, sink into that right heel, and lift nice and tall. Inhale, look forward in front of your mat. Exhale, stand up, look in front of you. And big thing with these lunges is I want your knee tracking over your ankle. So don't let the knee go forward over your toes. Instead, think sit your hips back, chest comes forward. So hips back, chest forward, and then standing nice and tall. Inhale down, exhale left. And finding your balance in that right heel. Lifting that big right toe every once in a while, just to find that heel to glute connection for 8. Good, for 7. Last 6. And 5. Exhale up for 4. 3. 2. Last 1. Hold the left leg back nice and long. Now bring your hands behind your head. We're going to tip forward and lift upright.
Oh, wow.
You tip and then press into that right heel to lift. Inhale forward, exhale, press into that heel. Good.
I've never done this before.
These little tips, these
It's
ones
so
forward.
hard.
I know. Lift that big toe. We're here for these last 7. Last 6. 5. Last 4. 3. 2. Hold the hinge, reach the hands overhead. Now tap left foot in and out. In, out. For 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Hold that left leg back, hands to prayer. Shake it out whenever you need to. We're gonna twist down to the right and come just to your diagonal. Left elbow goes down towards right knee, back to diagonal. For these last 8, these last 7, 6, last 5, 4, spiral up into this right booty for 3, last 2, hold the twist in 1, open your arms and saw. Left hand down towards that right foot for these last 7, 6, 5 more, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo, shake it out.
Wow.
I know these ones are hard.
That was wild.
All right, last little bit is the other side. So we'll just switch legs. All right, left foot is gonna come flat. Now, right toe comes into your little high heel to start. You're gonna reach out, sink into that left heel, and stand upright. And reach long, and lift. And inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. We're here for 8. 7. Core still active in this for 6. 5. 4. Again, this is all about that hip flexion. You send your hips back, chest goes forward for 3. 2. Hold it back in 1. Hands behind your head. Find your balance and lift, especially if you're right-handed. The side's gonna be a little harder. Oh God, we gotta break in for these last 8, 7, 6, last 5, 4, 3. Olive is joining us for our last little bit for 2. Last 1, hold it here. Reach those hands out, in and out, in and out. All that balance is into that left heel for 8, 7.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
For 6. Olive, come here, boo. Lie down for 5, 4. Last 3, 2.
She's fine.
No, she's fine. She's fine. The last one. Hold it. Hands to prayer. And twist. And up. And twist into it. Really dip that right elbow down towards that left knee for 8, 7, 6. 5 more. 4. Last 3. 2. Hold it, twist in 1, open your arms, saw up an inch, down an inch for 10. 9. 8 more. 7. For 6. Lift your left big toe if you can for 5. Press into that heel for 4. There you go. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Oh, rest, rest, rest. Shake it out. All right, we'll come down, do a little stretch here. For a little, all right, for a little stretch, extend those legs out nice and long. You can do a soft bend in your knees here as we work on our flexibility. Grab your big toe and then walk your hips back until we can straighten those legs out.
Not like
We're gonna work on this. I know Olive's giving you some positive reinforcement still. All right, walk those hips back, soft bend in those elbows, kind of stretch yourself down here.
Yeah, this is like the goal for me.
Yeah, we're gonna, over time, we're gonna get down there. Left foot folds in, right leg goes out nice and long. You can grab onto that leg. Try to flex that foot back. And you can also always use the band if you want to.
Thanks.
Loop it on, and then pull onto that.
Oh, yeah.
Reach that left hand up and over, nice rainbow through this. Left leg out. Soft bend through that.
This is so much easier for me.
That is
Crazy.
Is one leg longer than the other?
A little bit.
Okay.
There we go. Duh.
Right leg out, nice and, or right arm stretches up and over. Nice stretch through here. And then unwinding. And y'all are all done. Good job,
Amazing.
everyone. Booty's on fire.
On fire. Thank you
was
so
good.
much for doing this
Yeah,
with me again.
thank you.
Well,
Hope everyone enjoyed. Stretch it out.
This was fun.